Hey guys, Shani back, and I am scrapping another video for the Scrapbooking for Beginners series that I'm doing and showing you how to use up every last bit of your kit and some tips and tricks to using these branding strips, especially the ones that come from paper pads and have this awful hole right in the middle that we all hate. So it makes it kind of hard to use them, but what I've done is I've taken a couple strips that I've already cut off of other pages whenever I trim them down to mat them, because I've already planned out a bunch of my pages. So that's how I have some scraps but haven't scrapped them yet, those pages yet. And then these are all ones that are branding strips from the paper pad and have the holes down the center. And what I'm going to do is mat my photo a little bit and pop it up right there. This is one that I already had printed that I didn't print with the white mat, so I will bag it with white cardstock, and that'll be just plain white cardstock for my stash. You could use, if you don't have cardstock, you can use printer paper if you want to. You can use the back of a pattern you don't like, anything like that. And if I was printing these ahead of time, if I knew what I was doing, I would print these with the white border on them. This is one I printed a long time ago from a service like Shutterfly. So I have gone ahead, I've gotten out all the strips that I think I want to use. These are ones that don't have holes in it. I'm going to go ahead and turn this sideways. These are ones that are just offcuts from some other pages. And what I've done is I've just very carefully gone down and torn the page all the way down because I think it'll give it some fun texture. You can see all my torn off scrappy pieces. And then I'm going to start adhering them. I'm going to show you a couple rows real fast on here, and then I'll fast forward to where they're all adhered down and you can see what it's going to look like at the end and all the embellishing I end up doing. So first off, I'm just going to start right down here at the very end. And honestly, I'm only turning this page this direction so that I can see the edge easier and like fit them in easier. Other than that, you can totally do this the opposite direction, especially if that's the direction you're going to be having your layout. If you're worried about how it's going to look the other direction, that's totally fine. This one, I just needed it that way so that I could, I don't know, I just manage better going down this way. So I'm gonna pull this edge up just a little bit so that I can tuck this next layer in there. And as long as it is covering at least down to both sides, I'm not really worried about centering it. I am kind of butting it up against this edge, and then anything that overhangs on this edge, I'll cut it off at the end. Again, I am just going up and like kind of fluffing it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with another scrap. Let's do the green. And just tucking it again. There we go. And I'm going to just keep repeating this all the way until it's as far over as I want. When I have enough of an edge over here that's going to show for my photo on this side of my photo, then I'll go ahead and start doing these strips. These strips I am going to go down and tear where the perforated edge is, and the easiest way is just little bitty tears. Another thing you could do if you don't want to go through and tear every single piece of paper, because it does take a little while, and the slower you go and the smaller movements you go, the more control you have over it. And actually, I'm not going to tear across there because I don't want, if I do that, it's going to lose all its strength right there. So we're just going to skip that part since you're not going to see it anyways, and go to the other side. Just go very slow and do very small movements. The edge that you pull, the side that you pull up is going to have a colored edge. The side that goes down is going to have a white edge. For me in particular, I prefer the white edge just because I think you can see the tear a little bit better, just in my opinion. I just like that. But if you like this clean edge, that is totally fine as well. You do whatever you like. So once I get to that, I'm gonna go ahead and do all of those and then tuck those as well until I get all the way as far in as I want to go. Another option you could do is take your scissors. If you don't want to set and tear, you could also take your scissors and rough up the edges on all of them, and that'll still give it a little bit of texture and movement as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward. Actually, I'm gonna pause it and then finish what I'm doing, and then I'll come back and show you the finish and then show you how I finish off the rest of my page. Okay, I am back. I went ahead and did this whole background, and basically what I did was I just kind of held my picture up over the center until it went far enough over that I liked it, and on this side I went far enough over that I wanted the picture kind of centered before I started using the ones that have the holes down the center. And you can see I used holes all the way down. Some of these pieces too weren't quite 12 inches. They were like when you cut down one side and then you cut down a second side. This side obviously doesn't go all the way to the end anymore if you cut that side first. So that's what these were, but I was able to just tear them and spread them apart because you obviously won't see it behind the photo. I did go ahead and trim my photo down just a tiny bit, so it's probably closer to 3.5 by 5 than 4 by 6. I'm gonna go ahead and bag it with just some plain white cardstock. I just like the distinction of having that white border around the photo, and then we'll layer up a little bit of paper behind the white as well. Go ahead and do that, and I'm not gonna be very careful today because I don't really care, and my kiddo is asleep and I have a feeling she's gonna wake up any minute, and then she will want me and I will have to stop. So we're just doing it quick around here. Kind of like this navy. Let's see. Ooh, I have this gold that's kind of pretty too. I don't know if that really goes. Yeah, not for this one. Let's see what we have in here. That's kind of pretty. That kind of pulls in that green, and I have that in the background. Yeah, let's do that. I just don't really like this one very much, but just a tiny strip might be cool. We can go ahead and do that. This is one of those pages that I used a lot for the white side. Like this one, I don't really like that page at all, so I used the white side. Oh, actually, let me trim these bits off real fast before I forget again, because I totally forgot. Okay, get all of that off my scissors. Oh, and I was gonna tell y'all, because I'm not using my adhesive scissors right now because we're doing a very small kit that we are working from, but I said I would talk about getting adhesive off your scissors. My favorite way, you can use rubbing alcohol on like a cotton ball or a paper towel and just rub until they come off. But my favorite is to use pure acetone. Sometimes you can get it at like Walmart or Target, but you can also, actually I don't think you can. I think you have to go to Sally's, or like another big supply, like a place that stylists would go to, like hair and nail stylists would go to. Sally's is where we go here in Oklahoma, and get the real acetone. It evaporates very quickly, so you can't like leave a jar of it out, and it will eat through anything and everything. I'm pretty sure I've tried it on these tabletops, and they do not eat through the IKEA tabletops, but almost anything else they definitely will. I accidentally rubbed some on my grandparents' cabinet growing up, a tiny bit, but it did start taking off the print, and it was like these crazy bright orange printed cabinets. So be very careful what you use it on. It will eat through clothes. It will burn your skin if it's on there too long, stuff like that. So, but acetone is my absolute favorite way to get it because it just comes off like smooth like butter. Like, it's amazing. So if you are in need of some scissor cleanup, that is what I suggest. I'm just gonna do a little tiny skinny border on this one just so you get the color without really getting the pattern, because again, it's not really my favorite pattern either. And I did use some of it in this background. You can see a little strip right there. I guess I just used one strip. And I did use the paper that I showed you on this side. I used a little bit of that as well, just because you got a tiny bit of that green and pink, but you weren't overwhelmed by that weird pattern that I do not like. So, and I am keeping all my scraps in one of these guys just to make it easier to flip through. And so it doesn't get, I don't get scraps everywhere, but it also doesn't get stuck in my normal scraps, and then I will never find it ever again. And that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole challenge. So I'll go a little bit wider on this border, but not a whole lot. And then the photo I'm gonna back with some fun foam, because you know we like some texture and dimension around here. I'm sorry, my chair is so loud. I got a new wheelie chair, which I love, by the way. But for some reason, like after the first probably week of using it, it just started making these awful noises. I don't know if I need to like oil it or what. It's crazy. So I'm trying really hard not to move the rest of my body. So something like that. And then I'm trying to think of where I want my title to go, because I want to use that cute. I don't know. I kind of like capture. I'm going to use capture, and I think I'm going to use those X's and O's. Do that. I can't get this out because it's all stuck in there. Let's just pull it off. Let's do this. I'm going to do that because that will be bold enough to stand out on that fun textured background. I don't want to like do it right there because it's getting into his chin. So we're going to do it off to the side just a little bit. And then I think I'm going to do the X's and O's and maybe do them across the top here, because those are cute. It's weird that these are not very sticky, but if you touch the background where all the stickers were, it is super sticky and gross. So I don't know what is up with these stickers. So do some of these up here. I like this little guy too. Okay. Oh, stop. Okay. We'll just set that there for now. Actually, I might stick it on this side. You just can't really see it very well. We'll set it there. It's not very adhesive-y, so it's not gonna make a big deal. And actually, I'm gonna use liquid glue for this because of all that texture. I think it will just hold better. Okay. And if I use liquid glue on a large piece like this, especially with texture behind it, I like to set something heavy on top of it. And usually I use some big acrylic blocks just because they are sort of heavy, but anything will work. Okay, let's do some more actually, because that's not There we go. That's holding it down. This guy, we're gonna go ahead and add some pop up behind him since that photo is popped up so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a double layer of foam. I'm trying to remember how far over. Oh, stop. This is gonna go. So I'm gonna go all the way over to here with the double. And then I'll pull out the minis just because down here I don't know that a big one will fit all the way. We're gonna go ahead and call that good and adhere this guy down. There we go, and it's nice and level with that photo. I'm just gonna adhere these guys down. So I just realized I'm not talking a lot and you're just watching me craft without any audio. These I'm just barely tucking under the edge of the photo there, and then I'm gonna run them off so that this one isn't behind the photo hardly at all. And actually I'm gonna go ahead and lay those down on top of that one. Get rid of these guys. Okay, and then, let's see. I wanna add, I think I might add these, this darker one. There's two. Let's do that. I could add the orange, but the orange doesn't really fit with anything. Oh, actually it does, because I'm gonna say capture this cutie and cutie oranges. Okay, we're using that. Okay. And then what letters? Let's just do black. Those are easy. This, and then let's do cutie underneath. And I think I might put this one up in there. Where's the U? Oh, that's a V. Hold on. There's a U. Yeah, let's do that because that'll be cute. And this is one of those alphabet sets that is so universal that I buy a couple, or that I think I'll use a lot, so I buy a couple. It is not what you have to do, obviously, but if you think you're going to use something a lot, because things do go away really fast, especially if it's a really good deal, like these are from Tuesday Morning, and you get super cheap thickers at Tuesday Morning. That's when you stock up and you buy a couple. Oh, stop. Right there. That's really cute. Okay, I love that. Actually, let's do an exclamation mark. Because that would be cute too. Oh, where'd the dot go? There we go. That's cute. Okay, what are we gonna add next? Some hearts. Because they're adorable. I like them. Pull these out. Oh, I actually might go ahead and use those sequins now, finally. I like that middle color. I just don't know if it's bright enough. I don't know, that orangey color is kind of perfect too, because it kind of pulls in the orange from that orange. And the green kind of matches too, but I don't think it'll stand out enough. Okay, let's do this one here, and we'll do this one over in this area. And I'll probably do my journaling down here. So what I do is I turn it over upside down, just to make sure these are centered where I want them. And then I kind of put my scissors where the middle is, and just very carefully punch a hole. Just make sure your fingers aren't right behind where you're punching your hole, because that would hurt. And then one more, and then I'll go ahead and tape all the back of it too. Okay, I kind of love it there. Let's do it here. There's that guy. Sorry, I'm trying to do this quickly where you're not just watching me fiddle around, but it just takes a minute. I think I'm gonna do my journaling up in this area. Yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna put you on pause and do that really quickly, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. So what I did was I took the cut apart labels, the printables that I gave you, and I just wrote out my journaling as far down as I needed, and then went in and fussy cut around the outside so it stays as one piece. But I did go ahead and do the little notches and everything so that it still gets that nice feeling. And then since it's just one piece, we just stick the whole thing down there and adhere it here. And I kind of want to tuck it under that X, but it looks like it might not happen. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it did. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we'll make down here our last little embellishment spot. Actually, I want to add a little, ooh, buttons. Let's do buttons. I was going to do wood veneers, but these are good. These two are stuck together. Man. Well, the white's too white. There's also some little flowers in there. Let's do the hearts. We'll just do hearts. Do a heart there. And a little tiny heart over here. And actually, let's do a big heart over here, and then a little tiny one up here. We'll do that, and then we'll add these little hearts around. I'm not adhering them yet. I'm still just trying to decide exactly where I want all these little embellishments to go. I'll do that one in that kind of area, and this one can go up here somewhere. I might do him right there. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So I'll do him right there because he'll kind of nestle in. These aren't very sticky. We will add some more adhesive. That guy. Oh, I forgot. I need to do the spread real fast too. Overall, this is I mean, it takes a little bit to do all those paper strips, but the rest of the layout has come together pretty quickly. And you look like you've spent a lot of effort because it's got a lot of texture and color and movement to it. It just makes a cute little layout. Okay, and we're gonna do one more thing, which is add some of these sequins. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and tear it off. I've got these little wooden bowls, and we're just gonna pour at least some of them in there. And then let's do some sequins. Which ones? Let's do some of everything, because we've got some of that darker color in here too, with that coral and the red and those guys. Oh, that's stuck on there. Oh, I'm smeared that one. That's all right. And that'll be about it. So, if you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe if you want to see more. And then I should have another video out tomorrow. I'm trying to do one every day so that I can get this kit killed. I know if I take too long, I'm gonna get bored with it. So I'm trying to do it as quickly as I possibly can. And just to get a lot of videos out, because I haven't been doing as much as I think I should have lately, and so that will help build that up again. And YouTube likes it when you post. The more often you post, they think you're more invested or something, so that they are suggesting your channel to more people. So that's cool, and we get more fun new friends to watch and scrap with. Sorry, I'm getting distracted and I'm rambling. Sorry about that. So if you like this video, please hit like, leave me a comment, and let me know maybe what your favorite way to use these weird branding strips with the holes in them is. If you use them, maybe you don't use them, because I honestly would always throw them away. Just because I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do with them, but we're trying to show you that there is a lot to do with them. So give me some more fun ideas. Let me know what you like to do with yours. And then I'll post another video tomorrow. And if you want to see more videos, please hit subscribe so that you will be and hit the bell notification so that you will be notified every time I have a new video. So, which as of right now is every day. Thank you again for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day and happy scrapping. Bye.